Lockdown or no lockdown, the chances are if you came down to the railway in say January or February, you're not going to find a train. Well, not a passenger train to ride on anyway. That's because this time of year the engineering departments around the railway take the opportunity to undertake works which isn't always possible when you're running a train service. For example, track work and ripping up the rails. I'm here at Alresford, where they're currently doing a bit of remodelling. The track workers here are a small team of dedicated staff and volunteers working in accordance with the government guidelines, and like many people, I haven't managed to get down here much. This is actually my first visit to the railway this year. So I'm not really the person to say what's going on. But lucky enough, I've met someone who is.
Hi Will, my name's Neil Mackenzie. I'm the Permanent Way Manager for the Hants Railway. Just recently we've been doing a lot of work down in the Alresford section where we're remodelling the country end of the station. So if we carry on up through towards the station, we'll point out a few things on the way through. So as you'll see ahead of us, there's a lot of beds, what we call beds, which is where the ballast is, that are now empty. This is where we've been replacing timbers recently that are worn out. As you'll see, if you look down here, you'll see that we've got some new timbers been fitted. We've got about 40 that we're replacing in total. And this is all part of the remodelling scheme. We have contractors in at the moment, as you'll see as we move up a bit further, that are doing some fairly major work at this end of the station. So if we move on up, we'll see what's going on. The guys are here, been here for about the last 4 or 5 weeks now, doing this on a Saturday. We've got a lovely day for it today. We haven't had this weather for some while. So if we keep going, we'll see some of the guys that had been doing the work, just tidying up a little bit now. Been working with the S&T as well, putting in long timbers we're going to put point motors on, because this is all going to be motorised eventually, but at the moment we've got hand points so that we can start running hopefully fairly soon, once this is complete. Again, we've replaced timbers through here. They were getting a bit rotten, so we've now put in nice new hardwood timbers in this area. So they have had to be dug out, lifted up, old ones slid out, new ones slid in, drilled, new screws and ferrules fitted. To our left, we've got a towed brake van. This is our mess room. So we've got fire in there. We can make our cups of tea when we're needing a bit of a rest and a bit of a warm up on the colder days. Some of the timbers that we've taken out, these are the old ones here, ready to be taken away. Also during the refurbishment down here, we've had the crossings welded by an outside contractor because they were starting to get a bit worn, so they've now been welded and built back up, so they're as good as new. Right, the section we're coming up to now is awaiting replacement of the timbers. We haven't got this far yet, but over the next couple of weeks we'll be replacing the timbers here where it's all been dug out, because these are fairly rotten. Previously this was the main running line that we would use when we came into Alresford on a train, uncouple, come down to here, run round and go back up through the platform on the other road. So what's happening now is the track to our right is going to become a running line, which was a siding. As we'll see as we move a bit further up, that's going to be pulled over and joined on to where the platform finishes. A bit further up now, this is where the contractors are working. So the Mid-Hants staff are assisting with this, but it's being mainly done by contractors. So as you can see now, there's a great big hole where there used to be track, and the track that was there, some of it has now been moved over into the car park and is being refurbished, ready to come back in and be reused in a slightly different position to where it was. We're taking out one set of points completely because we're going to actually use as the run round the track that is now to your right where we started off. That's where the run round will be finished. So we'll actually be increasing in time the possible train lengths into this run round up to about 9 coaches. And we're just coming up to where the siding that was is going to join up to the main run round from platform 2. So if we look here, we'll see where the 2 pieces of the railway are not quite joined together yet, but hopefully in the next few days this will all come together. So up in the platform now, or in the platforms, we've got the materials that have been removed from the country end of the platform, ready for reuse or for disposal. Some of it will be reused, some of it will be scrapped. Right, we're on the footbridge at Alresford now at the country end of the station. As you can see, there's a lot of track now missing, but the plan will be in the short future that hopefully we can have a platform underneath the bridge here on the left hand side, and that will hopefully take maybe 9 coaches. And on the right hand side over here, we're hoping to have a bay platform. And just down where the digger is where there'll be a set of points that will go into that siding. A bit further on, where we can hopefully see the permanent way guys, that's the end of the run round. So when a locomotive comes off the train, it'll run all the way down to there, and then it'll come back up through the platform where the Wickham trolley is to the other end of the station, and then back onto the train.
And there you are folks, just a little something to keep you in the loop. Now we are planning to do a few more of these little episodes to let you know what's going on around the railway, including on the locomotive side. But in the meantime, I would recommend following both us on Facebook, then again, you're watching this, also on Twitter, Instagram, and as a little bonus, there's a group run by the staff and volunteers up at Ropley called Ropley MPD, where they're posting updates about the works which is currently happening. Now granted, there's very few people there at the moment. Working in accordance with the COVID government guidelines, it does mean we're reduced in capacity and they can't cover as much as they normally would, but work is still progressing. So check them out, but for now, stay safe and we'll see you next time.